Okay. Good evening, everybody. So, this evening I'm going to be showing you guys how you can create carousel slides for Instagram without the use of Canva or Photoshop or any complicated application like that. All you need is your smartphone and an app called Pixel Lab. I think right. So, basically what I did is I took the default settings for the background size and I changed them to the dimensions for Instagram. That's 1080 width, but then Instagram has an option for a longer height, so I set the height to 1350, right? That's for the height of the post. Then what I did here was I just took like a regular image, like a background image from Pinterest for the background. Then I added some text here. Here it says tools I use for graphic design on my phone as a student designer at UNN, right? Then okay, so what I now did is I just took a rectangle object over here. You can see when I make it invisible it goes. So I just took a regular rectangle, added it over here, aligned everything. I use these grid lines to align everything, right? Make sure they're all lined up. Then once you're done creating the first slide, what you do is you just lock everything. You can see everything is already locked. You can see, okay, yeah, here is the, make sure they're together as well. Here is the rectangle, the text. Just lock everything, and then what you do is just come over here to where you see this memory card icon here, and then you just save as image, right? Then I'll set the quality to very high, then save to gallery. Okay, so once the image has saved, what you do is now you take those elements that are not going to appear. Okay, I said what you do now is that now that you've saved it as an image, right? Then what you do is you take those elements that are not going to appear in the next slide and you basically make them invisible, right? Then for the elements that will remain throughout, you just keep them there as part of the template. So I'll show you what I did here. So you just go down, you see where you have that rectangle, just click on this eye over here and just make it invisible, right? Cool. You're done with your first slide. So now it's time for the next slide. So then what do we do? Now look what I'm going to do here. Pay close attention. The next app that I'm using is Pixel Lab, right? Which is the app that we are in right now. So what I'll do is I'll just screenshot it. Right? Now I will take that screenshot and I'll use it for the next design. Okay, so here we are now. If you don't know what I did, let me just show you what I did real quick. So you click this plus sign up here, you go to from gallery, right? Then you go up to images. Then since we took a screenshot, you see the screenshot here. So we take a screenshot of this Pixel Lab UI, right? So I'll just crop out the unnecessary junk that we don't need at the edges of the screen. Okay, perfect. What is it? Let's just make sure everything is properly aligned. Yeah, okay, good. So now we'll take that screenshot. Same way, we'll just reduce the size a bit. Make sure it's centered with the rectangle. Then when we're done with that, we'll just need to add text to describe what this app is. So just hit the plus sign again, then you go to text. Then when you do that, you just come down here, then you tap edit, then just type it Pixel Lab. This is a Pixel Lab. Cool. Now obviously you can't really see anything because the colors are not right, so we'll just go over to color, this little bucket thing here, go over to color, then pick a color that will appear vivid on the background. Cool. So now I want to use this font that I used in the beginning to create consistency, because remember this is a carousel slide, so you don't want it to feel all scattered and random. So from that first font that I used for the title, I'll still select it, and the font is Josephine. In a later post, I will show how I get these fonts into Pixel Lab, but just for now, just pay attention to what I'm doing here. Okay, so you can see it has already changed. So Pixel Lab, cool. Then we'll go over to the size and reduce the size appropriately. Cool. Then we'll tap these icons again. You see this magnets icon over here? It just helps you align objects to the screen all properly. Right? That's good. Perfect. So what I'll do here is I'll add a little bit of space so that it's more legible. That's good. Then I'll align it again. That's good. Then we'll just select small text, and this text now is just to describe what the app does. So I'll just describe Pixel Lab. It's a simple graphic design app for phones. Right? I'm just gonna. Okay, a simple graphic design app for phones, right? Cool. So then what I'll do is I'll just change the color so that it appears properly. Then I'll go over to this icon where it says align, and then I'll pick center, right? Make sure it's centered, and I would like it, okay, yeah, just nice and very. Then for the next font that we're going to use, because we don't want it to all have the same font, we want to create a distinction between the titles and the descriptions, right? So what we'll do is we'll just go over to font, and then you see this font over here. I'll still go over to my fonts, and this font is called Glacial Indifference, right? So it's a very simple geometric font, and it just gives it everything a clean look, right? And if you notice throughout the design, those are the only two fonts I used, except for my logo, right? When you're making a design, you want to make sure that you are not using too many fonts. Just know that, okay, there are categories of text that you are going to write, and so each category of text will have its own type of font. So every title has the Josephine font, and every description has the Glacial Indifference font, just to create that that contrast between them, so that a viewer can easily know that, okay, this is the difference. So to this screenshot over here, I'll just add a bit of shadow to give it a bit of depth, to kind of make it more distinct. Okay, then we'll increase the blur radius. Nothing too fancy, just go over to the position here. We'll increase it, just let it go up a bit. Then we'll just play around with the positioning, make sure everything is rightly aligned. You want to make sure everything is spaced out so that the viewers don't get, frustrated by trying to read something that is not legible, right? So you can see, you see the screenshots here, and then it says Pixel Lab, a simple graphic design app for phones, right? I want to make sure everything is aligned properly. Yes, okay. We just move this up here a bit. Yes, okay. So now, just like in the last post, you can see this place where we have Instagram, right? Sorry, we have Pinterest. So what we'll just do is we'll have to go and find where we can get a Pixel Lab icon, and then we will just place it over here. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, So the place I usually get icons from, I will show you guys later. I think the tab is open though, because okay, let's just wait for Chrome to load up a bit. Yes. Okay, so the place where I get icons from is called flaticon.com. That's flat icon right here, flaticon.com, right? And so that's where I got the Pinterest icon. But when I searched up for Pixel Lab on this particular website, they didn't have the icon. So what I'm going to do is now I will either go to, okay, let me just show you real quick. It says Pixel, right? And we'll just look at it. You can see the Pinterest icon which I searched up before, but just to show you what happened so that you don't get discouraged when you see something like this. Okay, yeah, see, it says sorry, we couldn't find any matches for Pixel Lab icons. So very quickly now, since we can't find it here, we're just going to open up a new tab. Or no, we'll just use a Google tab here, and we'll just search Pixel Lab icon. Right, the reason I use flat icon is because, well, once you download the images, they come in PNG format, so that means they don't need to remove the background. And since Pixel Lab itself does not have the ability to remove backgrounds, it's very it's very easy to just use the icons from flat icon. But since we don't have that, we're just going to come here, then I'll show you how I remove the backgrounds with a different website. Saying okay, there's no hope, let me just give up. I actually found a way to, I didn't even know it was possible, but I found a way to to make designs with my phone. Okay, so now wait, it's done that. You just tap download. So what I was saying is that you can always just find a way to do things. It might take a few extra steps, but it's worth it when you know that you're doing it for a purpose. So then we open up, we go back from gallery, and then we'll go up to images, and we'll go to downloads. Then yeah, we'll click the remove background. Then you see the little circle over here, just tap it and it will just give you a circular cropped version of your icon. So now you can see it doesn't have a background. So when we just reduce it, it's not the quality is not perfect, but when you reduce it a lot, it just makes it look okay. Once the size is compressed, it won't look all as blocky. So then what we'll do is we'll just go over to shadows. We'll add a bit of shadow, right? Increase the blur radius and change it up a bit, just to give it a little bit of depth, to give distinction. And I think that's about it. That's about it for the second slide. Okay, yeah. So now we can look at it. You can see it. The second slide is complete, right? So the first one was Pinterest. Second slide. So we'll come over here to this memory card icon, and then we'll do it again. Save as projects. Sorry, I'm just gonna tap tools. Yeah, okay. So we're just gonna update this. You see it says projects with the same name exists. So what I'm doing is that I have saved this project before, but a thing with Pixel Lab, you have to notice that if you don't save it as you go, when you come back, you will get the old version of what I added my face, added my name. I used my name in the Josephine font to make it stand out. Added my WhatsApp link over here. Then these are the social media platforms I'm currently on, and that's just it. So I will export the image Okay, the last thing, I removed the phone at the end of this side just to remove the impression that it just to give the impression that the post has ended. So now we are on Instagram, and I'll just click here to add new post. This little plus icon in the middle here. Yeah, so here we are. So I'll just go over to my gallery, Pixel Lab. Okay, so I'm going to select from the first. I'll choose select multiple here. Then look what I'll do. I'll select this as the, okay, sorry. Deselect this. I'll deselect this. So this is number 1. Now, what I'll do is, sorry, what's going on here? Wait. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll select them according to the order I want them to appear. Perfect. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's all of them, right? Choose next. And so we can see they appear quite nicely. This basically just gives you the basic idea of like how exactly you can go about creating, this kind of content with your phone. And that's it. Then you can take that and you can create any kind of post you want. Now you know how to do that. So if we could just go over what we did from the beginning. Okay, so here we created this rectangle element over here, and we added the text, added the icons and everything. Then we just made them basically hit the elements on the same template. We did another rectangle. Then we used a screenshot and we took icons from online. Then we did this one as well. Then we basically repeated the same process for these 3 or these 4, right? And then when we did that, we just changed it up a bit and added icons and other links and images at the end. So that's basically all you need to do. You basically just have a basic template, and then according to what's the next post, you just edit it according to what you're going to put next. So you remove things that are not going to be in the next post, and then you add things that are going to be in the next post, and you just do that for as many. Just repeat that same process for as many images that you are going to be creating, and then just that's it. You save the images and then you just post them up. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you learned something today, and do well to follow me on my other social media platforms because I do post there as well. So that's it. Thanks everybody that watched, and have a nice day.